Hello everyone, it is I, Ravenwood, and welcome to the Miles Luna deleted cameo. Now before we begin, and yes, this was recovered by Reddit. Before we begin, I wanted to discuss quickly about I want to discuss real quickly about this about my current schedule. So what I'll do is, tonight I'll upload this video. Tonight I'll upload this video, and later this week I'll upload the Genshin Impact video. Hopefully, maybe I'll get that done. And then after the Genshin Impact video, I've got a special little I got a special little thing that I'm doing. First, I'll do the Dust episode from the Ruby Guidebook review. That video is probably long overdue, and so is the Genshin Impact video. But however, I had to push those two videos back because other reasons. But however, regardless of those two episodes, the Genshin Impact episode and the Dust episode, I will then start doing a new playlist promoting fan fiction. I can't reveal which or whose fan fiction it is yet, but I will get on to it. Speaking of getting on to it, let's watch this video. Now, you're gonna have to share a screen with me real quick. Redirect note. Whoopsies on. Come on. There we go. Speaking of Genshin Impact, Genshin Fantasy 7, 11 days ago. You guys might remember how a few days back, Ruby writer Miles Luna made a cameo video on Ironwood and confirmed his death. After backlash, Miles Luna deleted the old cameo and uploaded a new one as damage control. I thought the old video was lost forever, but I got lucky on my hands on it. Enjoy. So.
Now, this cameo was booked by Ash, and according to the notes here, it is for the filth in my degenerate Discord server. So, hello filth. It's me, Miles Luna. I'm one of the writers on Ruby, and I heard that some of you Ironwood fans.
I don't think you should be subtly calling people filth.
Out there feeling a little hurt, feeling a little low. And you know what? That's okay. Sometimes the character that we really like doesn't make it, or does something we disagree with, or both. In old Jimmy's case, James Ironwood's fate was sealed the moment his character was conceived many years ago. But it was.
Yeah, but you're the writer. If you think they should have a different fate than what you originally intended them for, then you could probably write that and fix it or something like that. You can also just not have it at all. I've had several ideas for my own characters, and I'm like, well, maybe this guy should not have this fate seal. And there's some characters where I'm like, well, maybe I should have them die here. And so, and while I'm still juggling on certain stories and how they should be written, not all the time do I have to have them officially killed off, because I'm the writer, or their fate officially a certain way. If I don't like how a certain thing is going, and I say that because I'm negotiating with my brother, and he's also writing the same stories that I am writing on, and he's writing on, then we can easily just bend certain characters' stories to how we both agree upon and how they both should go. If we like something, if we like certain characters going out this way, then we could probably do that. But if we think certain characters should go out another way, then we should probably do that. However, if you honestly feel like you're that certain things are not exactly consistent, then maybe you should probably think things through and like, oh, yeah, maybe this isn't exactly a good idea. Now, I'm not saying that you haven't thought of something like that. I'm not accusing you of like not thinking that, or I'm not accusing you of thinking that. I'm just saying that if you have, and maybe you don't have to have the right, not the right, fuck. Maybe you don't have to have those fates sealed. You know, we're writers. We can bend fate to our own way. You know, now if you planned this from the beginning and you're like, no, there's no question, he must have it this fate. Well, there's also another thing which you're about to say is execution.
It's an absolute delight.
And it just paused on me.
Getting to ride shotgun with this guy that had all the best intentions and really just dropped the ball on execution there. Really fumbled it when he needed a touchdown.
Um, yes, that does make sense, but oh gosh. Again, execution.
But, you know, the thing about conflicting and complex characters is that it is those inner conflicts that are normally why we fall in love with them in the first place. You know, when James was first introduced, we kind of intentionally made him look like a big dick bag. But then we realized that dick bag.
You kind of also didn't. Because you kind of showed him not a dick bag. Technically, you didn't show that he was a dick bag in the first place. Just that he is a thing against Crow. Which, mind you, both characters are both morally gray, so...
Had a heart and was also half metal, and that was pretty cool.
Hold on.
But
Are you saying that people who are half metal are also, or all of a sudden automatically dick bags? I get that a lot of shows have a lot, and movies have a lot of characters that are part metal and machine, but and that those characters are dick bags or whatnot. But not every character that are half metal and half machine are well dick bags. That should play out. Cyborg isn't a dick bag. Iron Man doesn't necessarily count because he's wearing a full suit of armor. He has dickish moments, but he isn't exactly a dick bag. Now there is one point in his life where where his heart was replaced instead of with where his heart was practically replaced with the weird metal heart or whatever, the core. But that's okay. Winter Soldier is probably a better example because of the fact Iron Man's condition was temporary. Winter Soldier is missing an entire arm. He wasn't a dick bag. He was just controlled. He was mind controlled. So there's a lot of characters that are also part metal, and so I am hoping that you're not stating that people who are part metal are also dick bags.
then unfortunately did get worse as time went on. It's
Things got worse because he sacrificed his arm to defeat Watts. He wanted to make sure that he got Watts's down. He wanted to make sure that Watts behind bars. He did everything he could to make sure that Watts was taken down. Yeah, sure, he could have just simply, well, I guess he's gone away. No, that's because he made the sacrifice. And the sacrifice was that he lost his arm. Now, if you're indicating that he's making unnecessary sacrifices with the rest of his body, okay, fine. Yeah, this guy probably needs to realize that some sacrifices don't need to be made. But however, one can argue that since he was the only one confronting Watts, despite the fact that he had others at his disposal to confront Watts, did he necessarily needed to be does he necessarily needed to be where he was the one confronting Watts? I don't know. I feel like that also was a bit jumbly. Could have worked much better if Team Ruby weren't protecting politicians and whatnot. Or I can't remember what they were doing at the time per se. Again, I have to rewatch the entire series again, which I'll do. Which I'll do eventually. I'll get to a Ruby rewatch during the hiatus. But however, what I'll do first during the Ruby hiatus is make sure that I'll do the Ruby fanfic uh, thing. I want to do the Ruby fanfic first during the hiatus. I was going to do just the Ruby guidebook set alone for the hiatus, and then just make sure the Ruby guidebook is finished. But I decided to prolong that. So, I could probably go on, but I'll be distracted.
So, let us all take a moment to thank General James Ironwood for his service to the Kingdom of Atlas. But then also, maybe all agree that, CBB could have been better, but he tried his darndest. And at the end of the day, don't do a genocide.
Are you talking about James Ironwood from Volume 7 or James Ironwood from Volume 8? Now, this is obviously he's obviously talking about James Ironwood from Volume 8. But the thing is that, oh my gosh, how are you going to condone or condemn Ironwood for his actions in Volume 7? Yeah, sure, he shot a kid, but technically he was shooting Ironwood, because he doesn't trust Ironwood anymore. He said himself, he himself thinks that he was talking to Ironwood. But then again, he can't trust Oscar and or Ironwood at this point because of the fact that they broke his trust, right? So the moment they broke his trust, he probably doesn't even know if he's talking to Ironwood or Oscar. So one would conclude, like I would in that situation, that maybe I'm talking to Ironwood, so maybe in order to get rid of Ironwood, I'll just cut the middleman. So that was probably just gray area logic. Yeah, he should not have done that because he shot the pseudo servant. I want to say pseudo servant, but that's the only way to best explain the Oscar and Ospen situation. Having it sound creepy that he's inside a child. No, gosh damn it, no, he's inside. Oscar's a pseudo servant. Watch Fate in order to understand what I'm talking about. Or read Fate. I don't care. Pseudo servants. Pseudo soul. Yeah, he's the soul is pseudo suit Gundam. Don't fucking know Oscar. Ah! And so, anyways, yeah, complaining about Ironwood. Oh boy, you could try. Okay, when with the entire season volume 8 Ironwood, you practically turned him from the Grey character to the cartoon villain. You don't do that to Grey characters because their mentality is that black is bad, white is good, gray is better than white because it's more efficient. And gray is also better than black because gray isn't morally corrupt, or at least it is somewhat morally corrupt, but it's not universally it's gray decisions are more universally accepted than black decisions, while white decisions are more universally accepted than both gray and black decisions. Having a morally gray character is like, basically, what if you have both, but for the greater, cause or greater good? Lesser of two evils, essentially. Being morally white is too good and doesn't get things done efficiently, while morally black doesn't get anything done at all, and but morally gray does get the things done. That's the mentality behind James Ironwood from volume 1 through 7. That's the mentality of Ironwood that you want to have consistently. But you straight up turn him into the morally black character who's pretending to be the morally gray character. That's what I get. That's the vibe that I get from Ironwood. It feels like you got a morally black character who's actually who's pretending to be a morally gray character. Or at first he's morally gray, but plot twist, he's actually morally black because he's in an authoritative position, which I don't agree that because of the fact that they're in authoritative position makes them automatically morally black and or morally gray. I
Just don't do that. But do try your best. So long.
No, don't get me wrong. Don't straw man me and say, "Oh, I'm siding with genocide and something, genocide and suicide and all the sides that harm people." Right? I forgot what the homicide, genocide and homicide, not suicide. Now, if anyone, Ironwood might be semi-suicidal because of the fact that he's self-sacrificing. Is that a thing? Semi-suicidal? I don't know. No. No, I'm not saying that I'm siding with mass genocide to save the rest of the world. No, of course not. Yeah, sure. I hate the idea of mass genocide. But not in the route. But to have it in such a way where Ironwood did it doesn't feel right to have that as the morally gray all of a sudden black. If you're going to do that, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like that is something that is done because, and here's another thing, if it's a semblance, then wouldn't he not get out of that mindset with that semblance if he's knocked out by Winter and like needs time to think? No, he's just already insane. So, or he's always been insane. He's just been pretending to care. And I don't even get the vibe that he's pretending to care. That he's just half machine with half machine motions. Ah, that hurts my head when I think about it.
Because it doesn't hurt other people. Thank you, Jimmy. May you rest in pieces, crushed beneath the weight of the kingdom you tried so hard to hold up above your head. Amen. Thanks, guys, and thank you for watching.
And that's the part where he messed up and accidentally revealed his death. Okay, yeah, that's a big bag boo-boo on Miles. I think what happened here was that Miles... Don't get too mad at Miles. He got too excited. He really likes the character. I think I saw a cameo, another cameo, which I will not cover on the channel. I don't cover cameos. I might cover cameos if you guys ask for it. Therefore, I'll move this cameo video from the Ruby 7 crew commentary. Or, no, I will not do a separate playlist. My bad. No, I'm not going to do a separate playlist. If anything, I'll just change the title of this playlist to just Kruby. My thoughts on Kruby. So, yeah. Yeah, that's probably what I'll probably do if you guys decide, yeah, do another Ruby cameo thing where they talk about Ruby and then your thoughts. To do that, do more of those. Do more of these videos where you rant about the Ruby and their cameo talks. Or heck, I probably might rewatch the Ruby talk shows where they talk about how they wrote Ruby and whatnot. I might do that. I might cover that in a later video if you comment down below and say, hey, please do this. But that is where this video unfortunately comes to an end. I could probably go on and on how they just did not write Ironwood well, how they did not write Volume 7 that leads up to Volume 8 so well, how they did not write Volume 8 so well, and Ironwood so well, and all the other stuff. But I regress. Regress, I guess? Whatever. My point is that thank you for watching this reaction video. I agree with... I agree that, yeah, he as a writer has full control over Ironwood and his fate, right? And if he liked it, okay, fine. I can't say, oh, he should not liked how his fate went because he's writer or something. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if he personally didn't like the writing of his own character, then he could have written a better fate. Like how I'm trying to currently write better fates for my characters because they either don't line up with the rest of the story, or because of the fact that because I'm the writer. Anyways, see y'all soon in the next episode. Tip of the hat, y'all. Bye-bye.